Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Z, and it's been a while since I made one of these tech videos. So today's video is going to be about how I do my music live streams. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, I do live streams every Sunday and every Thursday with different artists. Yeah, so check it out on my Facebook page. Anyways, back to the live stream setup. It's one of the most common questions I've been receiving recently. So yeah, I decided to make a video about it. Quick disclaimer, this is not the only way to do a music live stream on Facebook or YouTube. It's probably not the easiest way as well, but it's just the way I do it. So yeah, let's start with the audio. Alright, so the audio routing is probably the most technical aspect of my live stream, so we're gonna get that out of the way first. So first of all of my microphones and my instruments are plugged into my audio interface, which is a Focusrite Claret 4 Pre. It's the Thunderbolt version. I like this audio interface because the preamps sound great, and I like the Thunderbolt version because there is low latency. Now, for mixing the audio for my live streams, I use Logic Pro X and Logic Pro 10. I don't know whether the X is an X or a 10, but whatever. Yeah, so this is an example. It's not an example. I actually use this project for my live streams when I'm doing a trio setup. So as you can see, we have some vocal channels. My vocal channel, which I'm using to record the audio for this video right now. We have Enya's vocal channel, which Enya is this amazing singer that I work with every Thursday. We have a guest vocal channel in case somebody wants to jump in. We have one guitar, one keys channel, a reverb channel which is turned off right now, but if I turn it on, you can hear that the reverb is quite big sounding. And of course, the master bus, the stereo out. So for each of the vocal channels, I am using the stock EQ and compressor plugins. For the EQ, I'm just doing a very simple, high pass filter, a bit of a boost in the high mids, a bit of a boost in the highs. Nothing fancy. For the compressor, it's a very typical vocal compressor, 3:1 ratio. You can just check out my settings here. Yeah, so that's on all the vocal channels. I also have a compressor on the master bus just to catch those peaks coming in, so that there are there's no clipping in the live stream audio. Of course, once in a while I still will get some clipping, but this compressor kind of catches most of the peaks before I get into the red zone. I do have a limiter turned on as well over here, so this helps a lot with the clipping as well. One of the other things that I should mention is I have an aux channel set up, which is this one, which is the reverb channel. And this plugin is the only non-stock plugin that I'm using, and it's a Valhalla plate reverb plugin. I like this reverb plugin because it sounds great, and it doesn't use too much CPU processing. So yeah, it's a great plugin it's a good sound, and it's not a CPU hog. So this is basically how I mix my audio coming into the audio interface. When performing, I turn on the input monitoring so that we can hear ourselves, and we normally don't use in-ear monitors to monitor ourselves. We use the speakers in front of me right now as monitors, because I don't know, I just prefer to listen to myself on speakers instead of having it right in my ears. So here comes the tricky part. Now that I have the input monitoring turned on and we can hear ourselves, the tricky part is getting all of that mixed sound into the streaming application, which can be OBS, StreamYard, Ecamm, whatever. So how I do this is I'm using a loopback extension software called iShowU. You can find the download link in the description, or you can just type iShowU audio capture in Google. So you gotta download that driver, install it, and then create a multi-output device on your Mac, which I will show you how to do right now. Alright, setting up a multi-output device. So once you've got the driver for iShowU installed, you want to hit the spotlight button here. Type in Audio MIDI Setup. It's this app called Audio MIDI Setup. And then once you open that, you want to hit this plus symbol, create multi-output device. And once you've created that, something like this will pop up. Now you want to select to use your audio interface. Mine is the Focusrite Thunderbolt, and also select to use iShowU audio capture. Your master device has to be your audio interface, regardless of whether it's the Focusrite Scarlett, Claret, Sapphire. You might be using, whatever. You might even be using the Yamaha mixer, but just set your master device as your audio interface, and then beside iShowU audio capture, you want to hit drift correction. Now that we've set up a multi-output device, you want to go back into Logic and set the output from Logic into the multi-output device so that iShowU can capture what's coming out from Logic. So to do that, you want to go into Preferences, click here, then hit Preferences, go to Audio, and then Output Device. You want to select Multi-Output Device as your output device. And then iShowU should receive the audio signals that you have coming into Logic Pro. But the main thing is you have to turn on the input monitoring in Logic, because if you can't hear anything in Logic, iShowU will not receive anything as well. So even for my reverb, if my reverb is muted here, you're not going to hear reverb, but if I turn it on, then you can hear the reverb. Now if I mute the stereo out, which is the master bus, you will see that I'm going to keep talking and the levels here are still going to move, but you're going to hear that nothing comes out. Unmute, and then the audio is back in. So you have to turn on the input monitoring on every channel that you want iShowU to capture. Now the last thing to get the audio into your live streams is in your streaming software. Instead of selecting your audio input as like your microphone or whatever, you just want to select the audio input as iShowU. And that is pretty much how I get clean and nice sounding audio for my live streams. The one thing that I would do to improve the sound is to actually get a sound engineer to do this for me while we are streaming, but that's not feasible because we're not making any money from the live streams, man. I'm not going to be paying anyone to do that shit. Anyways, let's check out how I get my video feed. I just realized that my hair in the intro section was super messy, but I'm not going to redo that shit, man, because it's pretty late. Anyways, how I get my video feed. So the main camera that I'm using and everything that you're seeing right now, in fact, is from the Canon M200 camera. It's a mirrorless camera with clean HDMI output. The main thing that I really like about this camera is the autofocus. It's amazing autofocus, and I don't have to worry about, especially even now, like when I'm filming this video, I don't have to think about whether my face is in focus because it likely is. For lenses, I often use, let me grab the. So for lenses, I often use the kit lens, which came with the camera, but I also sometimes use a prime lens that I have, which is a 22mm f2.0. Just a bunch of numbers that makes no sense to me, to be honest. I just know that lens looks way better. It's the lens that I'm using right now to film this video. Look at the background, it's nice and blurred, and my face is still in focus. Now to capture the clean HDMI output coming out from the Canon M200, I'm actually using an Elgato Camlink 4K for that. I know I have another video featuring this cheap Chinese knockoff HDMI capture card, and that thing is a great value, but for my other video purposes, it kind of had a little bit too much compression in the video, so I didn't really like it. So I just, switched back to the cam link. In fact, right now, the way I'm recording this video, I'm not recording the video on the camera. I'm recording the video on my computer using the cam link as a capture card for the clean HDMI coming out from the Canon M200. I think it might look better if I capture the clean HDMI output compared to if I record the video into an SD card. Now, another thing that I feel like should be mentioned, and it's probably one of the most important things when it comes to video, is my lighting setup. And I don't mean the lights at the back and the one behind my TV. I mean the one that I'm using to light my face right now. It's just one ring light that I use as a key light. It's a 14-inch ring light from ESDDI, and it's placed about 45 degrees. It's actually like right here. So if I point my finger like right here, it's about 45 degrees off center. So I get a nice shadow. Look at like my nose here. I don't know why I bother with this kind of thing, but yeah, I just like the fact that there's a bit of a shadow at the side of my nose. It makes my nose look sharper. Yeah, but I do plan on upgrading the ring light to something like a softbox light. So something like the Godox SL60W with a softbox, because yeah, that will make your skin look a lot softer. It's a lot more flattering, pretty much, just for faces. Unless you got my face, then like no light's gonna save you. Okay, as for the lights behind me, the one behind my TV is a cheap LED strip light that I bought from, I think, Lazada or AliExpress for like 20 bucks, might be even lesser than that. That's the one behind the TV. And the one right behind me, the warm white ones, those are some RGB floodlights that you can find for cheap online again. Lazada, Carousel, AliExpress, yeah, you name it, you're gonna find it there for like 15 bucks for two. Maybe 20 bucks for two. So yeah, that's how I get my video to look the way it does right now. Yeah, so let's jump into the last thing that puts all of this together, the streaming software that I use. So there are a whole bunch of apps out there that you can use to stream your audio and your video, and I've already mentioned a couple of them, like OBS, StreamYard, a couple of times in the previous sections of this video. You can even stream directly on Facebook and YouTube as well, so you can just ignore all of that weird like technical shit that you're seeing on screen right now if you want to just go the direct route. But for me, I prefer to use this app called Ecamm Live, and yeah, this is what it looks like. And there are three main reasons why I like to use this app. So first of all, you can record all of your streams directly in Ecamm. So you don't have to, do the stream and then go on Facebook Live or YouTube and try to download the stream after you've done the stream. Because the quality, if you do that, the quality is often not great. So you can record all your streams directly in Ecamm. All you gotta do is go here, recording, and record all broadcasts. The second reason is you can pull Facebook or YouTube comments and show them directly on your stream. If you've been watching my streams on Thursdays and Sundays, you'll see that I've been using this function a lot. So let me just show you what it looks like. So if I pull this one up here, and then this is what a comment will look like. All the comments will show up here where it says comments and reactions, and then you can just click on one of them and it'll show up in your stream. So I like this because whenever you reply to people's comments, without pulling up their comments, they might not know who you're talking to, but if you pull up their comments and then you reply to that comment, at least they'll know for sure that you're replying straight to them. Okay, the third and last point, which is also the most important reason for why I like to use this app, is because it is optimized for Mac. I don't know if you've noticed so far, but this whole tutorial is very Mac-centric. So if you're a Windows user watching this video, I'm sorry you've wasted your time. So yeah, what I mean by is optimized for Mac is if you use OBS on Mac, you'll find that it is quite a bit of a CPU hog. And it's a little bit buggy, but Ecamm, you know, they've optimized everything to work well on Macs, so it doesn't really use much processing power on your computer, which I like, because remember, I'm monitoring everything in Logic. So to get the lowest latency, I have to set my buffer size to be quite small. And the smaller you set your buffer size, the more CPU load it creates. So I wanted everything to be as CPU friendly as possible, because my Mac is not exactly the most powerful thing. Yeah, so besides those three main features that I like, this more or less does everything that your other streaming software might do. You have different scenes, like my intro scene, the live scene, the end, my cam, where there are no overlays. Yeah, you can also add overlays, by the way. Yeah, see all these overlays here? Oh, I forgot to remove. Yeah, you can follow all of us at the bottom of the screen. Our handles are here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, whatever you can do in your other streaming apps, I found that you can do the same thing in Ecamm. You can even add visual effects that I've never really played around with that before, so I have no way to tell you how it works. Oh, check this out. This is a pretty cool feature. If because we're doing live streams, right, then there's no audience, right? So once you've done you're done with your song. Damn lame lah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's pretty much everything you need to know to set up your own live stream the same way I do mine. Again, this is probably not the easiest way to do a live stream. It's just the way I like to do mine. Yeah, if you have any more questions, you can always just leave it in the comments section. I will get to them as soon as I can. And if you like this video, remember to like my page, follow my page, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share this video with your friends. Alright, I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.